Nets Nation, it's your boy AJ. It's Nets News. Hashtag we go hard. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all the breaking Nets news. It's been a minute, Nets Nation. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at NetsKingdom711. Follow me on there. Don't miss out. So, Nets gang, we back with another video. Now, this is the draft. The draft is in 2 weeks, and I just wanted to drop a video on who we should be targeting on our draft board, the best players available for us. Again, these are all just my suggestions. The YouTube professors in the comments, please relax. So again, what we need to target in this draft is either a tall 3-and-D wing that can contribute right away, or a defensive center that's able to defend, switch, and get a ton of rebounds. Now, there's been a rumors of the Nets working out big guards, shot creators, Deshaun Nix, Trey Man. So Sean Marks could flip the script and actually take one of those guys, one of those guards, so we can have a good backup shot creator off our bench in that first round pick. Now, I'm not saying we won't need a guard, but I just feel like we can get a great guard in the second round. But to me, our biggest need is the front court. So I'm praying we draft a 3-and-D wing or defensive center. There's so many tall prospects, athletic 6'11" kids who are super athletic in this draft. I feel like we should take advantage of that. Now, so there's a huge amount of those tall guys in the draft. Now, before I start this front court draft board, the quick Nets news that people aren't aware of is that we just hired David Vanterpool from the Minnesota Timberwolves. That switch out leaves the Nets with 8 assistants, same as last year. It also appears that Vanterpool will replace Udoka as a defensive coordinator, leaving Vaughn as the lead assistant to Steve Nash and D'Antoni as the offensive coordinator. So again, before I start this video, I just want to make sure you guys know the news. We just hired David Vanterpool as our new assistant coach. He will be the defensive coordinator. So I took a whole bunch of names and picked the best ones that we actually needed. A lot of these mock drafts you guys see online have no idea about the Nets, so they just really put the best player available. Now, there's so many mock drafts out there. Every mock draft I looked at has a different name, but I will lead you guys in the right direction. That's what you guys have me for. So these are just the front court players that I want, 1 through 5. My best from top one. I'm gonna name them list 1 through 5 who I think we should get at number 1. So now at number 1, first person I have on my board is Charles Bassey. He's a 6'11", 235-pound power forward. He has an NBA body already, coming off one of his best years in college. He played 3 years of college ball, so his game is already developed. Not as raw as the other prospects because he stayed in college, but he's still only 20 years old. His game reminds me a lot of David West. Do your Googles on David West. Charles Bassey plays with a high level intensity and desire. He uses his length well with the 7'3" wingspan, and is a tremendous rebounder. He averaged 15 points and 10 rebounds and 2.5 blocks for his career at Western Kentucky. His last year was actually his best year, where he averaged 17 and 11 rebounds and 3.1 blocks, which is insane on defense to average a game. He's super athletic for his size. He's great at getting putbacks and rim running in transition. He's one of the best shot blockers in the draft. Again, averaged 3 blocks a game last year. Now, with switching, he's pretty good at guarding perimeter players because he's athletic. He can move his feet just like David West could. Charles has the ability to hit that 3-point shot. He can catch and shoot threes, but he's not really polished offensively as David West. He really gets his threes off when he does that pick and pop. He can pick and pop and hit that 3, or like when he's rim running and he stops at that 3, he can catch and shoot if he has time. Now, he needs to work on his offensive moves, his post moves. He's still very raw. He don't really have a lot of moves. He's averaged for his career 31% from 3, which is not good, but not terrible for a big man. But again, we don't need him to shoot. We need him to grab boards and block shots and switch. Now, I have him number 1 on my board, defensive center, athletic. He can switch, has the NBA body. That's why I have Charles Bassey as my number 1 on the front court list if we're going to take him at the 27th. Now, number 2 on my board, next up I have is Nemanja Queta. I have him posted here. I posted him before on my Instagram. He's a 7 foot with 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. He impressed scouts at the draft combine. He was projected to be a second-round pick, but his stock is rising. You could arguably say him and Charles Bassey are the best rim protectors in the draft. Now we look at his stats. Queta averaged 13 points, 2.5 blocks per game, and 9 rebounds at Utah State. He's still very raw, projected to be a second-round pick. This is why we can possibly steal him. But again, you cannot teach size and quickness at that height. Look at these clips I have on the screen. He's a good perimeter defender. He can move his feet like a guard, which is why his draft stock is rising. You know, NBA teams realize this. You cannot teach size and athleticism like all that other stuff, the fundamentals, shooting, passing, you can teach and develop that. But size and length and athletic quickness, you cannot teach that. That's why NBA teams are like drooling over these guys. Look at the NBA Finals. You see how Giannis is 7 foot, just a freakish athlete. You cannot teach that. You cannot teach that. So again, that's why NBA scouts are looking at these guys. Now again, Nemanja Queta is all defense, but he can still score at times. What shocked me is his 3-point percentage. He's actually a pretty good 3-point shooter, average for his career 37%, but I have him number 2 on my big board for the Nets. Now, number 3 next on my board is Trey Murphy. He's a junior out of Virginia. He's one of the best 3-and-D wings in the draft. They projected him to be at least at a late first-round pick. He might go really early, a little bit like in that 20, but hopefully he drops. Now, I would definitely be happy if the Nets picked him up. Now, Trey Murphy is a 6'9", 205 pounds, 7 foot wingspan wing player. Big time shooter. His career is 43% from 3 in college. So he has a really, really good jump shot. Prototypical size and athleticism for an NBA combo forward. Again, he's 6'9". Excellent size and versatile player, and shooting is his most intriguing attribute. Now, 3 years in college, he shot 92% from the free throw line as a junior in his 3rd year. He isn't a super volume scorer. He's not really a scorer, but he's a very efficient at knocking down shots, sets his feet and knocks it down at 42%. He's an average defender. He can guard 1 through 5 at his size because he's athletic and he can move his feet, but he needs to be put in the right environment to work hard. Now, I looked at all the reports on him, his defense, and they're saying he has the potential to play all defeat. Like when he wants to play defense, he can lock up, but he has to be put in the right environment. I don't think Virginia used him right. So I think if the Nets drafted him, by seeing our culture, playing with our big 3, I feel like they will push him over the edge to be that great defender. You know, they're comparing him to Robert Covington on NBADraft.net. So again, he's an extremely good shooter, Trey Murphy, but his defense is there, but it's just that he needs that extra push to take him to that next level. But he has the athleticism. Again, you can't teach 6'9", 7 foot wingspan. You can't teach that. He can be a great defender, and he's shown flashes of that in college. Now, number 4 on my list, I have Isaiah Jackson, another 6'10", 205-pound power forward center. He averaged 8 points, 2.6 blocks at Kentucky, and 6 rebounds. Extremely athletic, agile big man. He can impact the game without scoring. He has a lot of physical gifts. He is a defensive big. Again, he averaged 2.6 blocks per game and 0.8 steals per game as a freshman. He can cover a lot of ground quickly. He is a productive on-ball and help-side defender. He can cover a lot of ground. 7'5" wingspan, plays above the rim. He dunks everything. Explosive athlete, has a very quick first step when he faces you up in the post. Now, he's gotten a lot of comparisons to Nicolas Claxton online, so he can be another big. Now, we can add and mold to our front court if we draft him at that first pick. I've seen some mock drafts have the Nets taking him at 27. I've seen him go actually earlier, as far as 21 to the Knicks. So he can go earlier. Isaiah Jackson's not really polished offensively. He's very raw and young. But again, you can teach athletic. You can't teach, like I said, I'm going to keep saying this. You can't teach size. The way he's built, you know, he's very versatile. He can guard 1 through 5 and can rim protect. So I see why teams are interested in him. Isaiah Jackson is my on number 4 on my list. Now, my last big I have on my list on my draft board at number 5 is JT Thor. I've posted him on my Instagram. He's only 18 years old, but he has so much potential. They listed him at 6'9", 205 pounds without shoes on, but he's most likely going to grow taller because he's only 18. Now, Sean Marks was spotted at his combine workout. JT can guard multiple positions. He can rim protect, elite shot blocker, or averaged 1.4 blocks per game his freshman year. Super athletic for his size, and he can space the floor and shoot threes. He averages 9 points, 5 rebounds in college. He's a lefty. I've said this before. He has one of the most prettiest jump shots for a big man I've ever seen. Like, his shooting mechanics look really, really good. He can shoot off the dribble as well and has a mid-range. It says here from NBA Draft Net, he shot 44% from 3 over his 5 games of the Nike EYBL in 2019. He shot 40% from 3 at the MBPA Top 100 in 2019. Again, his college percentage stats from 3 are not good. They're misleading. But again, he was only playing 20 minutes a game because he's so young and he's a freshman. Now, he can score as a slasher, covers a lot of ground on drives. He has good tools. He can guard guards on the perimeter. His weakness is his slight build. He lacks strength and he will get bodied. Well, he's not a terrific passer. Sometimes he settles for his jump shot too much. But again, his potential is through the roof, skyrocket. That's why I think Sean Marks was there at his draft workout. He could be an easy steal for us at 27. A lot of teams don't have JT Thor on their radar. He will need time to gain muscle, and he will probably grow into his body more. I can see him being like 7 foot 220 by the time the NBA training staff is done with him, putting some weight on him. And just him growing into his body, he's only 18. By the time he's 21, he could be 7'1", 7'2", something. But again, the skills that he has, that beautiful jump shot that he has is just... it's crazy, you know, this skyrocket potential. So those are my front court draft picks of the Nets big board for the NBA draft. Again, the draft is in 2 weeks. Now, if the Nets choose any of these guys in the first round or second, I will be happy. I also had Kai Jones in my list, but I doubt he will drop. They got Kai Jones from Texas. He's another 6'11" athletic center from Texas, freakish athlete. They got him going earlier in the draft, like really super early. So if he drops, that could be another steal, but I doubt that Kai Jones is going to drop. Now, like I said before, there's so much talent, prospects in this draft. So we need to take advantage and build some of our front court with this draft. I'm not saying we got to use all our picks, but we should at least take one of these guys. We need 3-and-D wings. We need defensive versatile centers that can rebound. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. All these front court players. In my next video, I will break down the guards because we do need guard depth since we might lose Spencer. And we also, all we have is Landry Shamet on our bench now, as far as guards are concerned. So the guards are still in need. I will drop the guard video, who the best guards we should take. That will be available at that first round, second round point in the draft. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of these players? Who is your most favorite player that you want out of these big men, out of these forwards, 3-and-D wings? Who do you guys want? Let me know in the comments. Follow me on Instagram at NetsKingdom711. Hit that like button. It's your boy AJ. I'm out.